they married throughout the year, the whole year. It says they did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. And destroyed them all. So anybody that's left on these here soils, the soil of America, you're gonna be destroyed. If you're not in another goddamn country, a neutral country, or if you're not in one of the chariots of Israel, you're gonna be destroyed. And that's why we diligent, man, because and to me, I'm not diligent enough. I should be more diligent, man. I mean, that's the attitude you gotta take, man. It says 28. Likewise, also, like y'all made the live show, and the brother sent me this. Y'all got I was like, hey, well, that's the spirit. I watched it, and then it jumped on my man. My man, Ayathan. Then he did a show, and I said, I know I did the show because y'all did the show the other day, so the spirit jumped on him, This is a spiritual thing, man. The spirit jumps on you, man. I'm about to get up in a minute and do a little sit down real quick while this show is going on. I'm messing around. I would do that. Yeah, if you see me leave, that means I'm doing a show. I'm doing something came to my mind. I'm doing a impromptu. All right? It says Luke 17:28. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they brought, they sold, they planted, they builded. 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. And destroyed them all. It says, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. When the Son of Man, Yahweh Shai, cracks them clouds with the innumerable amount of angels, the same thing. You're going to have government's going to still be in play, man. All right? Hey, just like down there in Venezuela, right? Them people are going through pure hell. But is the government intact? Maduro's eating good, man. He's telling them, and they believe in this guy Maduro, man. Nah, it's America. But when he says that, he gonna eat, man. He watching cable. He's eating chicken. He got the lights on. It said, even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away, and he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. And then it goes on to say, remember Lot's wife. Then it goes on to say in 33, whosoever shall seek to save his life. Now this is what Johannes said, allegedly. I got to say that. This is what General Johannes said, allegedly. It says, whosoever shall seek to save his life, what did he say allegedly? He said he going to take the chip, and he told the other brother, you going to take the chip because you want to eat, your kids want to eat. So I'm going to read it again, 33, Luke 17:33. Whosoever shall seek to save his life, because when you take that chip, you're going to save your life. You're going to get the food stamps, you're going to get, things are going to be normalized. You're going to be able to buy them Jordans. And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Now, it says in, let me go to Revelation. And you guys that fell off, you're going to take that chip because you're not going to have enough faith to withstand it, man. You're going to get weak. Your woman going to get to your ear. Baby, we got to eat. We got to pay them bills, baby. Okay, Revelation 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years. So that's what that's talking about. Let me go back to that. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And whosoever shall lose his life, getting your head chopped off because you don't bow down to the beast and accept his image, shall what? Preserve it. When you're going to preserve it, you're going to preserve it in the kingdom. You're going to be sitting on the throne. It says, I tell you in that night there shall be two men in one bed. Now you read that and say that's talking about homo, because you guys don't understand the scriptures, man. It means there's going to be two. You don't have a guy, two men, one sleeping in one place, the other man sleeping in another place. It ain't talking about homosexual, man. Goddamn idiots. Because the Most High going to save homosexuals, man. Like this guy, the Dinobot. He said that the Roman centurion's servant was his gay lover. So yeah, the Lord healed him, man, so he can have a gay relationship with the goddamn Roman. See, the scriptures say, well, as soon as he left the camp, he started going off, man.
He's a reprobate.
I mean, he's a major reprobate, man.
God.
It says, I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed. The one shall be taken and the other left. Okay, so let's assume that they're two homos, right? The Lord going to take one homo and leave the homo down here? Kind of madness, kind of stupidness is that, man?
God.
You guys don't know the scriptures. It says, two men shall be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. It says, and they answered and said unto him, where, Yahushua? Or where, Lord? And he said unto them, wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. All right? So go ahead.
All right, going back to the book, it says the Hebrew used in Ezekiel 9 and 4 is thawah, sign, mark, or signal, which basically means exemption from judgment. And the Greek used in Romans 6:17 is skopeo, to look at, observe, behold. The mark in Revelation 13:16 is charagma, corresponds and correlates to the mark in Leviticus 19 and 28, kwai, as the mark of the beast is a sin or transgression of the aforementioned law. Revelation and Leviticus are evidently and undoubtedly associating the mark with the puncturing of one's flesh. And all you have to do is just go over to those words and look them up. But that's only if the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai is with you, if you're part of the elect. Should anyone choose to receive the mark, also known as the RFID chip, they will find themselves in severe violation of the Most High's law on multiple accounts. First, that individual has transgressed Leviticus 19:28 by making an incision into their flesh. Secondly, they have essentially made Edom their master by the very act, whereas the Lord stated, thou shalt have no other gods before me, Exodus 20 and 3. And then there's a scripture in Exodus 23 and 32 where it says, thou shalt make no covenant with them. And by you taking that microchip, you're making an agreement or a covenant with them. To, basically to become their slave, to serve them. Recall that a Hebrew servant who loved his master would be bored through by his master with an awl, a piercing instrument, Exodus 21, 2-6, Deuteronomy 15, 12-17. The mark is officially Esau's stamp, seal, or brand on his property, his possession, and that's what they want. That's why the root word of karagma is karax, which is a pail, a stake. When you survey in the land, and you're plotting out a land for somebody to buy, whether it be 5 acres or 10 acres or however many acres, you have these stakes that are set up. They have this like scope they look through, and they can know what the land is, and then they put the stakes on the ends of this land, and then you'll know how much of that land is yours or where your land is, where it starts and where it ends. You know, so that's the root word of charagma. It says, accepting the approach of RFID chip will be a sin punishable unto death, as pursuant to Revelation 14:9-11 and 16:2. Many have discovered, and realized that the mark of the beast found in the Bible prophecy of Revelation 13:16-17 is the RFID chip. Those connected with the elite, aristocratic circles and societies in pop culture, government, and mainstream media tend to be more in the know, hip to and attuned to the devised plans and schemes of the elites. An example is the 1974 Motown hit single and album Mark of the Beast, produced by musician and recording artist Willie Hutch. The mystery of the mark is also being revealed to the elect within the nation of Israel. Psalms 25:14, Proverbs 3:32, Proverbs 25:2, and 1 John 2:20. Understanding the mark of the beast prophecy is critical and crucial. Failure to properly discern the correct breakdown concerning the mark may jeopardize one's life, placing one in dire, severe peril should the Israelites accept the mark. And that's the end of chapter 5.
Let me read the scripture. This is Isaiah 44, verse 20 and 21. It said, he feedeth on ashes. A deceived heart have turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand? So you can find out, man, there's going to be a lie in your right hand, and that's going to cause you not to be delivered.
That's right. All right, chapter 6, the mark and martial law. One instrument by which the RFID chip will become mandatory is through martial law. Martial law is the imposition of military rule, whereas armed military troops and soldiers replace civil authorities, faculty, and personnel. Upon decrement of martial law, curfews are imposed, accompanied by the indefinite suspension of civil law, civil rights, and habeas corpus. And now you notice that in the movie A Handmaid's Tale, the first thing they did was they had pretty much like certain borders cut off, and then they finally, when they caught the man, the woman, and the child, they separated them, and they were grabbing people and putting them into trucks and taking them to where? Big buildings, which were detention centers. And in those big buildings, what they were doing is they were testing the people to see who had diseases, who didn't, to see what women were fertile or what people were fertile and what people weren't. And then the very first thing after that, before they allowed them to go into the population, so to speak, they did what? They put a wristband around the arms that had a UPC code on it, you know, or which would trace them. Now that was representative of the microchip, you know, because you know that was just a start. Like you have certain amusement parks you go to now, you can get a bracelet that has a RFID chip in it, you know. So that was their way of showing the people, you know, that look, this is what's going to happen when you go into them warehouses or detention centers. That's where they're going to do their mass chipping at, you know. It says permitting unlawful detention, that is detention lacking sufficient cause or evidence. And the thing about it is, once they had that 9/11 happen, which Nick Rockefeller told Aaron Russo about. After that, what did they do? They implemented the Patriot Act. They implemented the NDAA, I believe it was, and all of this legislation that allowed the government to detain you indefinitely without charging you. And that's all set up for martial law, for this mark of the beast that's coming. It says, martial law is declared during social unrest, civil uprising, and riots, Second Ezra 15 through 19.
What's happening down in
It is more hope
Venezuela?
and expectancy. From toilet paper to beer, there is a shortage
All you
in
got
the
to do, that's
country
the
of
blueprint.
everything. That includes food,
And
which is
during
sold at
major
subsidized
natural
prices.
disasters wherein
It is
it
an
is
economic
given
meltdown.
the legal
People are
construct
ready
of a
to
state of
explode.
emergency,
Opposition leaders
that's all they
abroad.
got to do is declare a state of
We
emergency,
still have not found
and
a
there's
place where we
no
can get rice, pasta, butter, anything, so we
definition
can give our
on
kids
what
something
it really
eat.
means to
I am
be
tired
to
of it.
have a state
How
of
is it
emergency.
possible that they have us in this-
All the devil has to do, Barack Obama, who's the Antichrist and then become the devil, is give a decree that all of America is in a state of emergency and they can shut everything down. By the way, that was a joke. Officially, the U.S. has mandated martial law under Section 1031 of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, authorizing U.S. armed forces to perform law enforcement duties and functions on U.S. soil. Congressman Ron Paul recently stated during an interview with radio talk host Alex Jones, which is a shill, discussing NDAA, that is literally legalizing martial law. Section 1021 of NDAA allows the government to indefinitely detain U.S. citizens held by the U.S. military under the law of war without trial and have them exiled and deported. Isaiah 10:1 and Micah 2:1. And that's what they want. The NDAA via martial law is one method by which Edom will introduce the chip. You know, and that is a very lucrative way, for lack of better words, or one of the best ways that they can do this. You know, is declare national emergency. That's why they do. You know, they do all these killings on Jake because they want people to riot. They want people to uprise that they're doing down there in Venezuela. But you notice, you'll kill Jake. They might rise up a little bit. They'll go down, but cut people's food off. You're gonna really have a riot on your hands. You know, that's when people lost it down there. Like my man said, Gerald Salente, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it. You know, and them people, they lost everything. They can't even get the basic food to nourish themselves from one day to the next. So that's one of the things that's going to bring uprisings of the people. All right, it says the NDAA via martial law, and then you notice that they keep messing around with the people's SNAP benefits and all that. You know, and that's going to cause problems. You know, because that's not just Jake. Really, the majority of people on welfare, from what I understand, statistically, is so-called white people, Edomites. You know, so when all that stuff is shut down, people they're gonna lose it. They're gonna go from eating wherever they want, whatever restaurant they want to eat at, to having to eat them meals ready to eat, and you may not have enough. That's right, like they did in that movie. Was that Contagion? I believe that was Contagion, when they ran out of either supplies or food or whatever.
Yeah, Contagion was
and then people started.
There was like a riot.
Attacking, they started attacking the soldiers.
Yeah, there was a riot in the store. I got a information because you're talking about benefits. This is from Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Now, this is dated March 18th, 2016. It says more than 500,000 adults will lose SNAP benefits in 2016 as waivers expire. Affected, unemployed, childless individuals are very poor. Few qualify for other help. So, that backs up what you said about these benefits being cut off. And, notice it says childless individuals. So this is going to affect mother and children. So right there you're going to have a lot of chaos. That's pretty much it.